Much like supercars, superbikes are only affordable for a lucky few. However, that doesn't mean we can't enjoy ogling over what brands can do when money is absolutely not a concern. Whether you prefer boutique ultralight carbon or a razor-sharp race machine, we think this list has some of the most amazing superbikes for 2020. Now, we normally don't say we've saved the best until last when running through top 5s at BikeRadar, but for this video, we had to make an exception. This really is one that's worth waiting for. And before we get on with the show, remember that if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that little bell icon so that every time we upload a video, you will get a notification. Want to know what's fancier than a Pinarello Dogma F12? Well, of course, it's the Pinarello Dogma F12 X-Lite. The Italian brand's latest lightweight option, which saves around 100 grams on the frame when compared to a standard Dogma F12. They're only available by special order, a very superbike way of doing things, and come with a rider weight limit of 85 kilograms. Pinarello says it has achieved this weight saving by using, and get ready for this, Toriaka T1100 UD Dream Carbon. Dream Carbon! Now, we're sure you'll let us know in the comments how poorly we have pronounced this, but regardless of how wrong we got it, there's no doubt it sounds very expensive. Oh, and speaking of expensive, the X-Lite rim and disc frame sets cost a full £1,000 more than their standard F12 counterparts, coming in at £6,000 and £6,200 respectively. This means a complete build will come in well past the £10,000 mark. Rare and eye-wateringly expensive? The Dogma F12 X-Lite sure sounds like a superbike to us. Moving on from rare Italian exotica, we now head over to the good old US of A, where you'll find the Parley Z0. Unlike most modern road bikes, the Z0 is 100% custom made to order, and as such, Parley is able to optimize the performance characteristics and technical requirements of each bike to match the individual rider. That means that your bike, or should that be superbike, is totally designed for you. Parley's tube joining process is unique, and, we quote, "The Z0 joining process is more precise, more costly, and unmatched in strength, using only carbon fibre to fuse each tube to another, in a manner that yields a wholly unified structure with almost zero redundant material." Whatever that means, it sounds incredibly high-end and incredibly expensive. A quick look on Parley's website shows that there's plenty of options for custom paint when you buy one. So, whether you want to stand out from the crowd or go for something more subtle, the Z0 could be just the ticket. Colnago is something of a Marmite brand. People either love them or they hate them. But one thing is for sure, its new V3 RS with a full Campagnolo EPS 12-speed group set and wheels looks to be about as super duper as superbikes come. The V3 RS is the Italian brand's take on a modern road race bike, with dropped seat stays and truncated aerofoil tube shapes. As you would expect from any brand's latest release, it's claimed to be lighter, stiffer, and more comfortable than the previous generation. Fortunately for all of you rim brake aficionados, the V3 RS is one of the few recent top-tier road bike releases that will still offer both a rim and disc brake option. Unusually for such a super bike, the V3 RS offers tyre clearances of up to 30mm, although a Colnago engineer did tell us at the launch of the bike that the disc version could fit up to 32mm tyres. So surely this means you can take your superbike gravel racing, right? Well, we probably wouldn't recommend taking a £10,000 plus road bike down your favourite gravel trails, but those bigger tyres will sure make for a comfy ride when you're cruising to the local Superbike Illuminati meetup. Our next bike? Well, just look at it. Hope and Lotus have collaborated to create the HBT, A track bike that is quite unlike anything that we've ever seen before, and is due to be raced by Team GB at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. The HBT takes full advantage of the UCI's new rules that allow forks and seat stays to be up to 8 centimeters wide, creating a wildly flared profile around each wheel that is said to massively reduce drag. The cockpit flows into an insanely wide dual crown fork that extends above the head tube. The fork legs themselves have a very narrow profile from the front, but are much wider than a typical fork. The wide profile creates a truly cavernous space around the super narrow track tyres. This void is extremely striking and has, presumably, been used to reduce drag. Things become wild again as you move to the rear, with the wide seat stays extending way above the top tube to join the seat tube at the clamp. Again, the space around the rear wheel is remarkable and creates a profile that is totally unique. The press release for the new bike claims that, as with all equipment that is to be used in the Olympics, the HBT will be available to the public, though there is absolutely no word on availability or pricing. But, as you'd expect from something which looks so striking, we expect it to be lots and lots and lots and lots. So, what is the most superest superbike in all the land? Lo and behold, the Tsubasa Crow. Now, you could be forgiven for not having heard of Tsubasa before, let alone seeing one in the wild, as they're made in very limited quantities by a nice chap who lives in London called Edvinus. Edvinus, we're sorry for pronouncing your name wrong. Tsubasa works exclusively with carbon fibre, and every frame can be fully customised to the rider's needs, whether that's custom geometry or frame stiffness, compliance, bottom brackets, cable routing, seat posts. You get the idea. If you are lucky enough to own one of these bikes, it will be totally unique to you. The frame's finish is also incredibly striking as there's no paint. This is achieved by using resin in the pre-preg layers that is UV and chemical resistant, which eliminates the need to apply a base layer, paint, or a clear coat. Whether you like it or not is purely down to personal preference, but we personally think that it looks absolutely amazing. What do you think of our list? Did we get it right? Or should we have picked something else? As always, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click the little bell icon so that every time we upload a video, you will get a notification.